Just welcome. We're live.
Hi, everybody. So today we are live here for you to ask any questions that you may have in reference to life insurance, retirement, annuities, any just anything that you have in reference to life
Life insurance,
insurance.
retirement planning, or maybe you have some debt and you want to get rid of it. So we've got a program called Debt Solutions that we can use to help you as well. We've got a couple of questions here that we're going to address that we've received from our followers. And let me go ahead and let Juanita ask the first one. Oh, by the way, I am Patricia Contreras, Pan210 on social media, the creator of Tia Pan Financial, and also Tia Talks, which is on Fridays at noon.
I'm Juanita Thomas with Protect and Secure with JNL Creations, 210-392-3883, and you can also follow me on Facebook.
And I am Diana Salazar with Life and Beauty Financial Advisor. I am also on Facebook, and my number is 210-919-6841.
Awesome. And we are Tia Tia.
I'm on.
So the first question we have is, what kind of life insurance policy should I get? That's a good question. So you want to go ahead and start? Tell us what you think.
The kind of life insurance policy you should get. First, I would want to get to know you, okay? I want to get to know a little bit about you before I can just say, Patricia, let me get you a term and let me give you this much coverage. Well, what if Patricia didn't want term, or what if Patricia wanted something that she can get in return, or what if Patricia couldn't afford a certain amount of term? Let's just say that I threw out there, let me give you 300,000,
Right?
and the price is going to be crazy for her, you know.
Right.
So, what
Because
kind
what
of
if
life?
I'm 60, right?
Right. So that's the other thing I was going to say. So what kind of life insurance policy should I get? Another thing, stop saying, I'm too young, I don't need it. We don't know what's planned for us. There's only one person that knows that.
Right.
And so with that being said, everybody needs insurance.
I like to call it financial protection because
Yes.
if you're the primary financial supporter of your household and something happens to you, say you become disabled for some time, that wipes out your income, right? So if your income goes away, what happens to your family? They have no income, right? So when you get financial protection in form of a life insurance product, then we would be able to file a claim. In filing a claim, you have additional income, which you can use while you're trying to recuperate and get yourself feeling better, being better, and not have to worry about your family's home, how are they going to eat, all those kinds of things that, unfortunately, they do come into play.
Mhm.
Right? So what was the rest of it? Sorry.
Is there a way I can share this?
What is it?
The video?
Are you on? Oh, because it's also on TFN Financial and Facebook.
Oh, okay,
You have
okay.
to go to Facebook.
Okay, so the next thing, I'll share it here in a little bit.
I'll share it for you.
So, I wanted you to actually share it into
Yeah.
you know where,
Mhm.
okay,
And I gotta make a page for you.
okay. And
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
the other thing is we can do a financial analysis, or we can even talk about your debt, income, mortgage, and education. So that's gonna be like all the finances. So we'll sit down, we'll figure it out, what's being spent, how much extra you have, what are you putting away for savings, and those are the kinds of things that we need to look at, because all of that is very important. Okay. I don't know, is there anything you want to add, or do you want to go on to the next question? Am I too close to where?
No, you're fine.
Okay.
I'm gonna go on to the next question. Is how much life insurance do I need, or do we need? Well, it's recommended that you have at least 10 times your salary in life insurance. Also, that's where the financial analysis comes in, what you can afford. what your expenses are. You know, do you want something that's going to cover your mortgage when you're gone? Do you want something that's going to cover your cars? And also any type of expenses that you leave behind, and if you want to leave something for your family.
Right, because when we look at the analysis of someone who's not insured, we are looking at giving or getting them minimum at least 10 times your income for the year, right? So that would at least allow you and your family to have, you know, that additional income to get back on your feet for 10 months, right? Or yeah, 10 times, right? 10 months. So if you already have insurance and maybe you got a new home and you don't want to add that to maybe your permanent product, you can also obtain a term product which can be purchased in different terms, 10, 20, 30 years. Like Juanita was mentioning, if you got a car, maybe that's going to be a 15-year note, maybe it's going to be a 20-year note, I don't know. So those are the types of things that we will go over during the financial analysis and the get to know you, like Diana was mentioning. And then we'll decide. The financial analysis basically goes over all of the details of your finances in case you don't know where your money's going to, right? So we'll look at that, find out how much you have left over, because at the end of the day, the only policy that is a good policy is a policy that's enforced. So if we're going to give you a policy and you're not going to be able to pay for it, well, then what use is it, right? So those are the kinds of things that we want to think about when we are trying to create the financial protection for you and your family. It is definitely something that we don't want you to worry about having to make that payment. It's just going to be something like your car insurance, your home, payment, your light bill, just regular. It's coming out of the budget, and that's it. So what's the next question?
So the next one is, how much does a life insurance policy cost? So there's going to be a lot of factors in that. You can't just say, oh, it's going to be $25. Oh, it's going to be $50, you know. Everybody is different. Why? Because we're going to base it off of your age, weight, if you have any pre-existing conditions, the carrier we go with, and the product that you're wanting us to cover you with.
Right. It could be a term product, which is a great product because you can get a lot of coverage and you can go up to 30 years, and the cost of it is minimal compared to your permanent product. Again, the factors of pre-existing health conditions and your age and height and weight have a lot to do with it. But as far as the term product versus the permanent product, you can get a lot of coverage for a smaller premium on the term, but at the end of the day, the term ends, which then leaves you with nothing. But of course, it just depends on your needs, because the term is a great product and you may need it just for a certain amount of time. And then the permanent product can also be a cash builder for you. It can really grow your investment in it. So again, those are kind of the things that we go over in the first interview. So please let us know if you have any questions that maybe we didn't answer with these responses, and we can go ahead and address those as well. All right. So what's the next one, Juanita?
Will my life insurance provide living benefits? If you allow us through PHP to provide you with a policy, all our carriers allow living benefits with the PHP agency.
Right. That's something that a lot of companies are offering now. However, they offer it in term of a rider, and they, depending on what company it is, we can only speak for the company that we're contracted with. And we provide that benefit or those benefits at no additional cost. Other carriers, like I said, it would be a rider, and some of them do charge. So just something to look out for. And I always tell folks, when you go to the doctor and the doctor tells you, you've got this going on and we're going to have to do surgery, are you going to just jump in and get the surgery done? Well, that's a lot of money and a lot of, downtime that people sometimes can't take or can't afford. So no, you're obviously going to go and get a second opinion and even maybe a third opinion and then make your decision because at the end of the day, this is something that you want to protect your family, not to cause them more issues.
A real good example is the stress test. They give you more stress when they say you need a stress test. It's $500. At least that's what they were charging us.
Yeah.
$500, and that is with insurance, guys. So
Yeah, you can make sure by going to a second or third opinion. Same thing with insurance, financial protection. You don't have to go with the same carrier just because you found out, this is what I can afford. In the case of Diana recently found, that she was paying, she thought, well, no, this is comfortable because I can afford it. But at the end of the day, when we reviewed her products, yes, it was comfortable, but guess what? You could have been more comfortable with more coverage.
yeah, I could have actually had almost like $50 or $60 in my pocket. And the thing is,
For how many years, Diana?
what did I don't know.
Since
Two-
2000.
Was it 2018, I think, or maybe 2015? I've had it for a whole
6 years.
I've had it a long time.
Let me do the
I know
calculations.
I've had it for a long time. But I told Patricia, this sounds very interesting. I love helping people and learning so much more about it, when we started talking more and more. And Patricia gave me,
$1,320.
yeah, I could have saved $4,000, $4,400. Let's just round it off.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, I'm not gonna lie to you, when she talked about it with me about the financial protection and stuff, I said, I don't want to tell her about all my bills. Is that what she wants to know about my bills? She's gonna be like, girl, how you eating? but little did I know, because I didn't give her the time. And then when I did, I was like, oh my God, like life insurance has what? Mine doesn't have that. What? And mine doesn't. And I actually had just got one for my son too. And that one was, again, how she said, affordable. I could afford it. But, if I could afford it a little bit better where it's going to be less amount, that's that's a better deal. So with mine, I think I was paying with mine because, this is another reason why I push and push and push. When I talk about it is, if you're 20, if you're 18, if you're 14 days old, tell your parents to get it for you. You're like, how does she say that? What? You really do. All right. For real, because that's when it starts out cheaper, because then you're there like, I'm 65 years old and I don't want to pay more than $50. I'm sorry, guys, but that's going to be very hard not to do. Or we can do it, but you're not going to have no coverage to probably even bury you. So it's really something you need to think about.
The younger, the better.
Yeah, and just like everything else, you got to sacrifice, And I think this is something that you want to sacrifice for, because do you really want to leave your children in debt? Or can your children even afford to do it for you?
Not just that, it's an investment in your financial protection. If you're alive and something happens to you, you get a stroke, you get cancer, the high rates of cancer nowadays, you can file a claim while you're alive. So you don't have to pass away anymore to take advantage of the benefits that this product is giving you. I mean, we even have products where you can pay $5, $10 for your children, and the carrier provides you $2,000 every 3 to 4 months to reinvest back into your community. If something happens to you or your spouse, or you and your spouse, your child becomes orphaned, they get $900 a month per child, up to 5 children, up to age 25. They don't have to go to the government for financial assistance because you already took care of that. They also provide scholarships. They provide you one time a year money to feed the homeless. Why? Because this carrier that I'm speaking of, it is a nonprofit. Therefore, all the monies that we put into it, invest into it, then they turn around and they invest back into our community. So they're not making money for themselves. They're churning it out to make us and give us a better community, which is freaking awesome if you ask me. I actually have some policies with them.
And if you want to know more about that company, you'll have to get a hold of one of us here. That way,
Our numbers are scrolling down
Yeah.
at the bottom of the screen. Feel free to contact any one of us. We all work together for your benefit, and we can get you in an appointment either on a Zoom or in person, and make sure that we provide you the best value that we are able to.
And one of the examples for I just literally going to buy for my nieces, one of them is 9, the other one's 15. And it's like $20 a month for one and $27 for the other, so it's really reasonable.
It's reasonable, but you can see the difference of the price in age already right there, right?
Between 9
So
and
that's one of
12.
the things, the younger, the better. And that's why when we say that you can get insured or insure your child as of age 14 days, why wouldn't you want to lock into a lower rate, right? Lock into that rate, and that rate's for life. You're doing your child a favor, because when they're older, you can they take over the policy and then they still keep the same rate. So we need to let go of those closed mindsets and realize, it's to our benefit to actually act, the sooner the better.
And then, like you heard Juanita give some prices on what she's paying. But once again, remember, it depends on the product on which you get. So it could still be cheaper, or it could still be a little bit more depending on what you get. She got a coverage that she felt that was going to work for her and her nieces, for her nieces. So those are things you always want to stop and think about. I don't know. I'm gonna ask Patricia this, but I'm gonna ask her right now. Y'all are gonna hear it,
Okay.
because I've already heard 2 people tell me this. But in all the time I've ever had my policies have never changed in price. 2 people have told me, I would get something, but I don't know that I even want to deal with life insurance policies because they go up and down. And
There are some that do. That's why you have to be careful, because if they put riders on the policies, those riders are for terms, which means a certain amount of time.
okay.
It starts at a certain amount of time and it ends at a certain amount of time. And then after that, you can get reassessed. So your policy numbers or
Your
premiums will go up.
Really?
Yes.
So is that like the same for us?
Not for us. No,
Where
no.
we stay,
We
right?
stay, yes.
That's what I had told them,
That's the
because
reason-
that's what I thought you had told me, but I wanted to make sure.
No, and there are policies that can work like that. And again, it all depends on what your needs are, because if that's what you need, then it can happen for you, right? It's a rider that we need to put on there. But we don't have to do that, and we can continue to create that benefit for you for life, for the permanent product. And why would you want to pay more? It doesn't make sense.
And then also too, correct me if I'm wrong, the PHP, we don't pay for the items that, like for example, I didn't even realize, I think it was the accidental on my policy, it had already expired. And I talked to my ex insurance person, because now I'm my own. So I'm sorry, I don't really need his services no more. But no, I would talk to him often enough. I felt for him to tell me, like, okay, you know what, Diana, this here, because he was showing me a different way of how to start making money on my policies and stuff. But I don't ever recall him telling me, but this term expired, this one expired, and my prices didn't change. So that's another reason why I didn't realize it.
Right.
But coming over here, and doing what we're doing now, Patricia says, girl, you didn't even pay extra for none of this, and it was like, what? So that's another question that I always ask on my Facebook page is, are you reviewing your policies at least once a year?
Mhm.
And why? Because if there's something new out there or something better, or maybe you're able financially to do a little bit different because you want more coverage or you want more money left behind. And I mean, there's just a lot of reasons, right?
Right, because there's some products that are aligned with the stock market and S&P 500, and the carrier will give you up to 10% interest. And so those are products that you can take advantage of, like a savings account. And no bank is going to pay you 10% interest on something that they're not going to lock you in for. These products, you have access to gaining that income on your investment into the policy and zero losses. They're guaranteed for you not to lose any money throughout the life of the product, as long as you know you keep the product going. So there's a lot of benefits to definitely link into. One of the things that Diana mentioning that, you know, which is our mission, vision, and goal with doing these Q&As is to make you aware that our mission here is to educate primarily and solely, to bring you value. So not only do we provide you protection for your family, we'll also provide you an extra income for yourself. If you're willing to learn and take an exam, which we pretty much walk you and coach you through the whole thing, except we can't go into the state and take the exam for you. That's something that you have to do on your own. If you want to make some additional income, like the ladies here, they're both full-time employees. They've just decided they're not going to stick to one stream of income, because what if something happens and layoffs come around? What, are they going to be dependent on just that one employer? And
Good example is COVID. That's a really good example.
Exactly.
Even though I was still working
Mhm.
on my other business, on the other side of my other business, the
Uh-huh.
other business I have, it was like everybody was purchasing more from the business, the small business, and not even really going to where I work and paying things there that they should have been paying, you know?
Mhm.
So it's just like, it's
Yeah.
always good to have a backup. That's
Yes.
me. I always say that. I always say it's always good to have a, well, you're married or you're in a relationship. Why are you doing all this? How come you don't let him? My father always taught me, tomorrow is never promised.
Yes.
You have to learn how to stand on your own feet.
Protect yourself.
There's
yes.
nothing wrong with both of you at home standing on your own 2 feet and doing for each other. That's
Right.
the way it should be, at least,
Right,
you know.
right.
So,
And I mean, your income, I mean, your employer could be completely stable. I mean, I thought personally that I was, you know, at a wonderful company. I love the benefits, love the people. I got laid off twice during that time, and I didn't have an extra income. And so now I've woken up, and there's no way you're going to catch me with just one stream anymore.
right, exactly.
Yes, because like you said, tomorrow's not promised, and we don't know if a reorg's going to happen, if COVID's coming, you know, it's never gone away.
Another
But yeah,
a stronger one.
yeah. So definitely having another stream of income. And then if you already have another additional stream of income and you're already talking to people, this is just something else to have in your back pocket, which you could definitely make a heck of a lot more than, you know, selling natural products or selling beauty products. Yes, they're good. People are going to buy them from you. You're going to make something, but it's not going to be as much as you're going to make helping people, providing value to people, because the carriers really take into consideration that we are the middle person. We are not an insurance company. We're a financial marketing organization. So we provide details on several carriers. It's over 200 carriers. So we're here just to provide you the value, to give you the education. And if you're interested in making an extra income, hey, come on over, give us a call, come into 8721 Botts Lane at the Evolve Medical Spa. We're located here on Thursdays and Fridays. We do networking with the WUSA Women Unlimited team. And then I think we're fixing to start doing networking on Tuesdays here with Evolve as well. And then every Wednesday evening, we have wealth, what is it, wealth business,
Wealth, wellness, isn't it?
wealth business wellness on Wednesdays at 6:30 here at Evolve, 8721 Bots Lane. You come in, we'll sit down with you and give you an overview of what products are available, how they work. And if that's all you want, thank you for coming in. If you want more additional income information, we give you additional information on the business opportunity as well. No commitment, no obligation, just pure information, trying to provide value again with a mission and vision in mind. So what else do we have? What life insurance benefits are guaranteed? The only life benefits guaranteed are the ones that you pay for. Again, going back to the reason that we are not going to commit you to a product unless we know that it's something that's not going to take food off your table. So if you're struggling with finances and you're not able to take on financial protection because you've already got your plate full, we also have debt solutions. This is a program where we don't actually take the information. One of our partner companies does, and they work with you directly. And then if they're able to help you, they combine all of your debts into one, and then they give you one monthly payment. After you've been paying them for within 6 to 12 months, they actually provide you a loan to pay off your debt, which in turn allows your credit score to go up. And then, I'm sure there's a lot more details that go along with it, but just want to let you know, just because you're overloaded with debts doesn't mean that you can't financially protect yourself. Reach out and we're happy to provide you that information.
Yeah, and you're not even giving us your social, you're not even giving us your debt information, nothing. All we're doing is share a link with you, and then those people who are going to help with the debt solution are the ones who are going to contact you.
Mm-hmm.
We're just here to give that information to let you know that there is somebody that can help you.
Right. And so with them taking care of that for you, that allows you to have more income available, when you can then in that point take on some financial protection for your family's finances. So you don't have anything else?
Yes. You want to do the last one?
What if my health changes? So when at the point in time that you buy your health insurance, your life insurance, that is when the premium is negotiated per se. And so if your health changes anytime after that, your premium stays the same. For the amount of whether it's a term or life, it'll stay the same. If it's life, it stays the same till you're 122. 102?
122.
122.
121.
Yeah,
121. So if you live 121 years, after that, you don't have to pay anything. You've paid enough.
You're done.
I
I actually went and did the research to see if there was anyone that lived, and I couldn't find anyone.
And if you get a term, whether it's for 5 or 10 years, your premiums will be the same for that length of term.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so that's another reason why I keep telling you people it's important. Why? One, because you're young. It's pretty much everything we talked about here. Age, weight, pre-existing conditions, and height. So when you're a child, a little baby, of course, you're probably thinking like, okay, how is this woman saying for us to get our own insurance at 14 days old? Well, I'm educating you on when you have your children, that's when you start schooling your children and you're already doing it and you've already gotten them their insurance at 14 days. You're 14 days old. I want to say years old and days together.
Yeah.
Because the age is perfect timing. The weight is fine. They're not gonna have, more than likely they're not gonna have no pre-existing conditions. And then the height, it's all great. But also, I guess since we're still live now, I'm gonna share with you my story. And really, I've never really shared the story because there was no reason for me to have to really share it. But I'm gonna tell you another reason why. A lot of people do plate sales and they're not very successful because a lot of people are like, I don't want to go buy a plate, It's $10. Girl, did you see they wanted $15 for this and that? Is it not true?
Yes,
It's not
yes.
true. Or, but the thing is, what you gotta stop and think about is you're helping somebody, but sometimes they don't want to help because that's not the food they like. Or they have the GoFundMe, and GoFundMe, did you find out the percentage? There's a
No, I think it's like
percentage.
30 or something
They
like that.
take away a percentage. So think about it.
And then we were just talking to someone recently who did a GoFundMe, and she said it takes them forever to get you the money. It's not even given to you right away. So that's
Yeah.
horrible, because the funeral places, they won't even talk to you if you don't have insurance or if you don't have
Some sort of
some sort of finances to take care of it. And again, it's not just about the end of time when we will need this product. I like to look at it more as if while we're living, because I'm not sure if you all are aware, but whenever a child has something that that's going to come up, like that they've already been born with, I've been told that it's normally before the age of 2. So if you have that child protected and something does happen, a cancer or whatever ailment that is covered through the insurance product, you can file a claim. Now, I'm not sure if you're aware, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, there's a lot of life-saving products out there, not products, but medications and that are under study that are not out there for the pharmacy to sell yet. And a health product, health insurance will not pay for it because it's not been approved. So the only way you can buy that is if you have cash money, and that's through your policy. And so many lives have been saved because, the parents have been proactive, gotten the protection for their child, and now they have that money which they can pay for that product, that drug that saves their child's life, So there's just not, and it doesn't have to just be a child, it could be an adult as well, but I'm just saying, I know of a story where it did save a child's life.
Yeah. So what I was gonna share with you is that, so when my dad passed away, which is really unexpected, even though we knew it was gonna happen because my dad had 2 aneurysms, and right away they told us, your dad's not even gonna survive this surgery. Well, they flew him over to University Hospital. They did the surgery, and I'm gonna say dad lived probably about maybe 6 to 8 more months. Which wasn't a long time, but it was long enough for me to be able to spend time with him. But we didn't have nothing for him. We did a plate sale, and my dad has worked all his life since he was like 13 years old. He had been working, helping support the family and all that, And thank God, we came up with $6,000 from that plate sale with donations. But even at that, guess what? He didn't have a tombstone until my aunt came in a year later, and that's what she made her Christmas gift. So people sacrifice to finish it up, But she, even though, like I said, she didn't have a problem with it or nothing, but sometimes we have the problem right here in our pocket. We don't have it, and it hurts us to know, like, when you go to the cemetery, and then you can't even find them because there's no tombstone or nothing, and it's already all covered up. Yeah, the numbers, but the numbers are. So this is another reason why you want to be able to plan ahead, and especially too if your family has a history of diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure. That's more a reason for you to get on it faster.
Right. So reach out, guys. Our numbers again are scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Is Patricia, Juanita,
Diana.
And we are
Team Tia.
Yeah.
till next week. Send us your questions and we're happy to answer them for you. Have a wonderful evening.
Bye.
Happy Tuesday. Bye.